Hello again, everybody, to another episode of the Three Fellas Listen podcast. Uh, we have some New York sports themed backgrounds here today because, as you all know, I'm sure, since we've last recorded, the New York Knicks have indeed won the NBA championship. Congratulations to CPH and Liam. Both of you are New York Knicks fans, and both of you are my friends.
Thank you, Jack. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. You're
And
welcome.
hello, everybody. Welcome to the Three Fellas Listen podcast. This is episode number 20. And today we are going to be doing, Jack.
Curtis by Curtis Mayfield. Liam and I,
That's
we
right.
do have experience with a fella named Curtis.
We do.
Not
A
not
mentor of
Curtis
ours,
Mayfield.
I would
Yeah,
say.
yeah, mentor is a really good way to put it. Not Curtis Mayfield, but still the same name. Once again, we are here on. I'm just the host. I'm not the owner of this channel. That would be Liam Huser. Liam, why don't you say a little something?
Like I said, episode 20 on the Three Fellas Listen podcast, season one. Um, I decided I'm going to lay a few ground rules here on the channel. So we're going to say season one is number 1 through 50. So there's going to be 6 seasons. I've decided right now. There's not going to be really any difference to it. It's just going to be a different playlist on my YouTube. And then we are going to have a set order from here on out. Now, Colin was making a big fuss about the order people go in. So we are going to make it fair now, since I went last time. I believe it was me, Jack, and then CPH. It is now today going to be Jack, CPH, and then me. And then next time it is going to be CPH, Jack, no, CPH, me, and then Jack. Then next time it is going to be me, Jack, and CPH. And that's going to
Cool.
be how it continually goes until episode
The end of
300,
time.
the end of time,
Hmm.
basically. So also, I do want to say I have been working on some new music lately, boys, and it sounded really good. So I want to just say to everyone listening to check out my music, whether it's with my band Cruiser with the K or it's my solo stuff, which is what I've been recently working on. So you can expect that at the end of the summer, most likely to start coming out. And I will leave both linked in the description, as well as my social media and whatnot. So, Colin, how the hell you doing?
Doing all right. Did it look like I was petting his face?
It
Yeah,
did
it
a little
did.
bit.
I tried to like scratch his chin, but I couldn't get it. Oh, there we are.
Yeah.
Hmm. I'm doing all right. Um, doing all right. You know what I mean? Doing all right.
What's new in CPH world? Anything notable?
Absolutely nothing.
Cool. So, yeah, Curtis Mayfield.
Like, ask me what's new in my world.
What's new in your world?
Not too much. I'm in Montana right now. I got a visa to go work in New Zealand after this, so that's cool. Like, go to New Zealand
Ooh.
after this.
Wait, that's really cool, Jack. What the H?
Yeah, I'm excited. But yeah, that's new and I don't know.
They can wear shorts when they do construction down under.
Wow, that's
Hmm.
sick.
I
Pretty
wish I
cool
could wear. I'd
stuff.
wear my jorts every day to work. That'd be hilarious.
That would be
That
funny.
would be awesome.
I have a pair of jorts. I was rocking them this weekend.
Yeah, yours are very different than mine, though.
You look
Yeah.
good in jorts. Both the Hoosiers look good in jorts. All
Thanks.
three,
Thanks, man.
I would reckon.
No, I don't think I've ever seen Aiden in jorts.
That's why I said both of you. I don't know if I've ever seen Aiden in jorts or not, but I'm
He would.
sure. I mean, he's got the genes for it.
Nice, dude.
Thank you.
So, this came out in 1970. Curtis by Curtis Mayfield. This is his, I believe, first solo album,
It
right?
is.
It is. And he was in a band called The Impressions before this, who were like a old soul band. You may know the song People Get Ready, pretty popular. Rod Stewart covered it, friend of the channel.
Hmm.
And I do want to say before we jump into this, I just want to get this out of the way early. There has been controversy between the band we last spoke about, Metallica, recently, and since now they're integrated within to the Three Fellas Listen lore, we covered one of their albums last time, the Black Album. Check out that video if you haven't. And a frequent person we talk about on the channel, Taylor Swift. Now,
I don't know whose side I'm going to take. That's going to be tough. Go ahead, mate.
basically what happened is Kirk Hammett, who we all like as a guitar player, right? I mean, we liked his guitar solos quite a bit. And he decided he was going to wear on stage a shirt that said Taylor Swift is a CIA psyop. And it had like her with like zombie eyes and Jack.
I don't know if I'm fully aware what a psyop is. Can you explain that to me, please?
I think they're saying she's a CIA plant, kind of like how people say geese are a CIA psyop.
Oh, okay, okay.
Not the animals, the band. And
Yes, of course, yeah.
Swifties are pissed about this. I've seen the reactions. They're like, "Oh, who are these has-beens that are who cares about them? Oh,
Are
this
you
is so
being like
stupid."
you
This is a
told me you told me
100%
about him
real.
wearing the shirt, but I didn't. That was the last I heard of it.
I saw he actually did. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
saw that
she
this is
no,
real.
I'm not kidding about this. The Swifties are fucking pissed, man. So
That's
can I get your
hilarious.
guys, this is kind of a new segment we're doing, current events. Uh can I get you guys input on this? I think it was probably I think he was just like, cool shirt, man. Let me wear that on stage. And um I
Yeah,
think it was a joke.
I
I
agree. I don't think it was real. Maybe she is a psyop. I don't know, but I think it was probably he's got a little punk in him, a little hard rocker, and you guys forget back in the day, all rock and roll was breaking the rules, man. So I think that he was just kind of doing just that, breaking the rules, saying this is a cool shirt. And I don't think it was anything necessarily inherently against Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I think that if you are offended at all by that shirt, you need to take a step out into the real world. It's a goddamn shirt. Um, with a clear and blatant joke on it. Like, I would be surprised if Kirk Hammett has never heard a Taylor Swift song in his
probably
life.
has not.
I mean, maybe he's heard like Bad Blood.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
maybe
probably heard some.
in like
He's probably heard
passing,
Forgot
some.
he's
that
probably
Kendrick
never
Lamar
noticed
on it.
it.
But
Yeah.
Also, I do want
Has
to
he ever
point
put on a
out
Taylor Swift song? Probably
that
not.
this was right after Taylor Swift was at the Knicks game wearing a shirt that said Stevie Nicks,
Hmm.
which I thought was stupid and in poor taste, but it was a quirky little shirt, so
Poor taste.
it's really not all that different than what Kirk Hammett did when he
no,
put
I
down
don't
to
think so at
brass
all. And I
tacks. I
think
mean,
that Taylor Swift shirt is a
less
lot
edgy, but
it's a lot cornier. She's kind of just being like, we were talking about this recently, Liam. And that shirt just says that she's just like, go team. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like,
See,
that's
if
she
just
anything,
like
she
basically
so
should be
odd.
a 76ers fan. And correct me if I'm wrong, but the 76ers and the Knicks aren't huge friends with each other.
Correct me if
Oh,
I'm
Right in
wrong.
saying
I
that?
believe they
Sixers got
swept them in 4 games, and
I know that the Mets and the Phillies hate each other. I know that.
the Eagles and Giants as well. So there's a
And
big,
the Eagles and Giants, you're right.
maybe even more. So yeah, yeah, it was kind of like her just being like, "Hey, sports ball," but
yeah, basically, yeah. That's
hey, she can afford the tickets. Good for her.
sitting courtside wearing a sports ball shirt. That's basically just saying like, I have more money, so I can sit here.
Pretty much. Anyway, let's
Versus
get
Kirk
into
Hammett
that.
being a rocker.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I just thought that was funny. I thought we should bring it up. I thought we
I
should
can't
get our
believe people are
opinions.
offended by that. That's ridiculous.
Well, it's from a very small group of people. I'm sure most
Yeah,
Swifties
people,
probably.
CPH, you put it perfectly. Anybody who's offended by that should go outside and touch grass.
I agree. I agree.
And
So,
not going
how
church.
much
And
Curtis
that's on fella.
Mayfield did you guys know before this?
I knew Move On Up, and that is it. That's the only Curtis
Okay,
Mayfield song I know.
Colin, you're a bit of a
I
R&B
knew
guy.
Move On Up as well as a few other songs. I'd listened to the album Superfly before, um, but not a whole lot. I do love his groove though.
Yeah, I knew Move On Up for sure. I may have known the first song on here. And yeah, Superfly I obviously knew. Um, and I was familiar with the song People Get Ready from his previous band. Um,
Who's the song Pusher Man by? Is that Curtis
that's
Mayfield?
Curtis Mayfield. So
Knew that
I didn't know he was pretty influential. I was familiar with how his voice sounded in his music, but never really dug too deep into him, which is weird because I like a lot of this style from this era. But I do also know he was actually a pretty big influence on Jimi Hendrix, which because Curtis
Oh,
Mayfield is a guitar player and Jimi Hendrix liked his guitar playing a lot, which is pretty cool. So
Interesting.
yeah, but this is his debut album, came out in 1970. What would you guys say is the genre of this?
I would say like maybe R&B slash Motown.
Yeah, Colin?
I don't know. TBH. I'm bad with putting genres on things.
Yeah, it's definitely soul. It's a little psychedelic, I would say.
Yeah, the first
Yeah,
song is
there's some. Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, the first song for sure.
So apparently, he never intended to leave his last band, The Impressions, but I guess apparently this went really well for him, so he decided to do that. And he was one of the
fair enough.
earliest artists to speak openly about African American pride and community struggle, which you can definitely hear on this album a lot, which is a
Oh yeah.
major theme on here. And he's a pretty funky guy. So, this is a very critically acclaimed album. Apparently, though, people did not like it when it first came out, with one critic, Robert Christgau, um, who's a very famous rock critic, said that this was essentially middle class guides to Black Pride, which, damn,
Ooh.
that's pretty harsh. Different
Wow.
time back then. But later on, people decided, hey, this is good, which honestly is probably a good sign when people don't like your album at first, because a lot of times those seem to be the ones that people end up liking more in the future. So,
Hmm.
should we just
Hmm.
jump right into it, fellas?
I
Sure,
reckon.
let's just do it,
So it's going
fellas.
to go Jack, CPH, then me.
All right, let me pull up my notes without crashing my phone here. All right. First song. Don't worry. If there's a hell below, we're all going to go. Um, I thought this was a really cool opener. I liked it a lot. I think the bass, there was like kind of like a bass intro, like very short, but technically, I guess a bass intro. The tone on the bass was sick. I thought that it sounded really cool. Um, I think the production on this song and uh, that would prove to be a theme throughout the album was really good. There was a lot of different sounds going on, and they all meshed together really well. Again, you're going to hear me say that a lot throughout this album. But yeah, I thought it was really cool. I thought the I really liked the it was I guess it wasn't like vocals, but it sounded like a guy like giving a speech at the beginning. I thought that was cool. It
Yeah.
was just a really cool way to start the song. It was a little bit long for me, to be honest. I think it kind of went on a little bit longer than it could have, but that wasn't enough to make me not like the song. So really cool start. I liked it a lot.
Yes. So, Colin, you're next. Sorry, I forgot.
This guy made the order and can't even follow it. God damn it. Um, yeah, I thought this was a pretty cool song. I think the topic he's speaking on, I agree. Um, I feel like he's just kind of saying about in this one, he's just kind of singing slash just talking about just how everyone's corrupt. Um, but this song's got some great horns in it. Love the drums in this one. It's got a nice groove to it. Like we were saying a second ago, it's got some like I don't even really know what they are, but there's some psychedelic sounds, like some whooshes and or whatnot in the beginning and towards the end of it that were pretty cool too. I really wasn't expecting that just based off what I knew from Curtis Mayfield. This was a cool song. I liked it.
Yeah. So this song, Don't Worry If There's a Hell Below, We're All Going to Go. Great song title, by the way. Yeah, it's about like a warning regarding race relations and inside of inner cities in America in the late 60s and 70s, I suppose, too. And yeah, I'm with you, Jack. This song, that bass tone is like a fuzz bass, is awesome. And I think this song is pretty cutting edge for 1970. Like just even like incorporating like people talking at the beginning of the song. Like I don't really know how much of that was going on before this, and it's damn funky for the time. Like this is before like the mid 70s and disco when everything was funky. And you definitely could tell that he was riding his own wave here. And even the intro with the talking. And actually, it's a funny story about this song. I was listening to this in my car, and I had the windows down, beautiful day out, have it
Uh-oh.
cranked. I'm like, let me listen to this one. This is the first time I was listening through the album. And then
I know
he
where this is
just
going.
and then he just says the N word so loud. And I was like, oh, let me turn that down a little bit. I was like, I didn't know Curtis Mayfield. I didn't know this is what we were getting into here. And then that scream he does at the beginning is pretty epic too, I gotta say.
Mhm.
Love the vocals on it. I agree it is long, but I don't mind it for this one because it's just so groovy. So yeah, I like this
Yeah.
song a lot.
All right. The other side of town. I really like the strings and the harp, specifically in the beginning of this song. Thought it was very like peaceful. Um, but then they got into the lyrics, and I liked it as well, but it definitely was not peaceful. It kind of made me feel bad about about what it must have been like to be a black man in the '60s. Um, but yeah, I think that like the peaceful sound of like the strings and the harp kind of added to that, to be honest, because I think like kind of part of the point of the song is like we're just on the other side of town, like you don't have to worry about us, which is like part like again him saying like these are things that like you guys don't think about and don't worry about. So it kind of was nice to have the strings and the harp throughout the song. I could be completely reading that wrong, but I think that that's kind of part of the message of the song. Um, I think lyrically this is really really good. I think his voice fit the song like beautifully. He sang really really good in this song. This was definitely one of my favorites on the album. I like this song a lot.
Um, Sorry, I remember the last time when I found that one video of me. I just got distracted trying to get it onto my phone. Um, Anywho, next song, Other Side of Town. Thought this was a cool song. This one definitely a lot more calm, a lot more chill than the last one. Had a little bit, I guess, less groove, like less funk to it. Still was a cool song. I don't know how I would describe the beginning of it, but it's almost like kind of like regal with the harps. Um, but I mean, this one he's just singing about. At one point, he says the phrase "ghetto blues," and I feel like that pretty much sums up what he's singing about in this song. But this is a good tune. I like this one.
I think this is a great song. It's almost kind of cinematic at the beginning with the horns and all that. You kind of feel like you're watching like a movie, an R-rated movie from the 70s or like where you're like in the city, inner city kind of thing. And he captures the vibe really well. The instrumentation, the strings, the harp is a nice touch. And I know you guys both mentioned it already, but the lyrics are amazing. I particularly like the part where he starts saying, "Depression is part of my mind. The sun never shines." And it's like the pre-chorus, so it kind of changes the chord progression a little, right?
Hmm.
And yeah, he just sings it beautifully. He's got like a very unique voice, I think. He's very soulful, obviously, but a lot of people were soulful back then, and he kind of separates himself, I think, from the other guys by having like such a smooth voice. Like he's never not silky and smooth, no matter what he's singing, no matter what the type of song, whether it's upbeat, slow, he's just very laid back and smooth. And I really like that about his singing. And I really like this song.
Yeah. All right. Next up, the makings of you. Um, very, very good love song. It was a very sweet love song. Curtis Mayfield definitely strikes me as a man who feels things very deeply. And I think that this song encapsulates that pretty well. This is like an insane, like this motherfucker was in love, brother. he, he loved this woman. Um, so yeah, no, I definitely enjoyed that part of it. I will say I didn't enjoy it as much as the first two. Specifically, I feel like he has a lot to say about like race relations around that time, and I found that a lot more interesting than just like, kind of like another love song. But that being said, it's pretty good for what it is. I think it was definitely a little weaker for me than the other two, but yeah, I still enjoyed it for what it was.
Yeah, I agree. I did like this one a little bit less. But I still think it's great. I don't want to like keep saying this throughout every song, but the band is amazing. So even this song, that's I guess not really my favorite. It's almost a little too slow, I'd say, but it's still an amazing song. Like the band, how everything flows together, I think is so great. And this one's also got a nice, cute little intro with the harps.
Yeah, this one, um, yeah, piggybacking off what Jack said, this person he's singing about, they sound like a really sweet lady.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, and honestly, I think I do like this one more than you guys. It's one of those things where like kind of like Just the Way You Are by Billy Joel, right? Where it's like objectively incredibly cheesy.
yeah.
Where he's saying add little sugar, honeysuckle, and a great big expression of happiness. And he's like, but
Dude, he loved her. He loved her, man.
but I don't know, he just like does it so well. And like he's a damn good lyricist. He just pulls it off. Um and the backing of the band definitely helps a lot. Colin's definitely finding that video of himself on his phone right now, by the way, if anyone's looking at his part of the screen. But yeah, I like this a lot. Killer vocal delivery from him. This is where his like smooth voice just really can drive a song like this home. It's a grand slam in the love song department. I like to make this a few.
Mm. All right, is we're on to the next one now. We the people who are darker than blue. Um, again, going back to the race relation thing. Really knew how to sing about the plight of a black man in the '60s, man. Good Lord. Um, I will say I have a great appreciation and respect, I guess is a better word, for people who can like sing about things that they went through that I did not go through, but make me feel as if I went through them, if that makes sense. Kendrick Lamar does a really good job of that, where like he'll make you feel like a black boy in Compton. Um, and this is like what I think this is what Curtis Mayfield's doing here. He really kind of I'm not gonna say like breaks down the what it was like to be, black back in the day, but definitely makes you kind of get a better understanding for it. And I find that really impressive. Um, I will say I think I like the other two a little bit better. The other two race relation songs, the other side of town, and if we're all going to hell. But this is, I mean, this is a really good song as well. I like this one a lot too.
Oh yeah, this one's good. I like this one. I think that I definitely agree with what you were just saying, Jack, about how he's with the lyrics, he definitely is able to like you're really able to get a good idea of what he's singing about and what he's going through. Um, but this one's good. This one also it had a little funk section in the middle of it. It had a little groovy section. I like that. Then it goes back to the slower, more soulful portion of the song. But this one's good. I like this song.
Yeah, this is another kind of like Other Side of Town, very cinematic and um yeah, it's just this is almost kind of like progressive soul almost. Like there's a progginess to this
Yeah, I
song
could see that.
structure. Completely agree with what you guys said about the lyrics, about the plight of the black man back then. And especially in like the times we're living in now where like people are, not having a good time and like people are struggling. So like having an album like this where like you are kind of getting that. I'm not saying it's to the same extent or like the same thing, but still like people are in a crisis. And just like going back to back then and kind of hearing about like what he was going through and his people were going through is definitely interesting to say the least. And it does like he does a really good job about like making you feel this. I think
Hmm.
that it seems like Marvin Gaye and Stevie Wonder are the two like 60s, 70s R&B soul guys who get the most credit for their lyrical abilities, but I would put Curtis Mayfield like right up there with them, if not more.
Oh,
Like
for sure.
he's
Yeah,
like an
100%. Yeah.
amazing lyricist and he delivers it. He does it while like giving in these really good vocal performances, but they're not like super over the top like a Stevie Wonder, let's say. Stevie Wonder's an amazing singer, obviously, but like Curtis Mayfield is very much like the lyrics first, almost. Um,
Yeah.
I'm with you, Colin. That conga breakdown is pretty cool and a good change up. Um, and I said this earlier, he was way ahead of his time, just like singing about the ghetto and just honestly some of the words and phrases he uses in this like there's somewhat of a modern feel to some of it, although
Yeah.
sounding very like old school. It is a
Hmm.
bit long. I do want to say that there's a 70s band that did a cover of this song. They were like a hard rock band called Babe Ruth. And I've heard of them before, but I never really listened to them. So I checked out their cover, and their cover I think I like even more than this version. I highly recommend checking that out. They did a really cool
Interesting.
take on it. Yeah.
Maybe I
Cool.
will.
Maybe I will too. All right, next up, we're on Move On Up now. And uh-oh, everybody. Uh-oh. Banger alert. This song fucks. This is, I think, one of the best examples of like a timeless song I maybe have ever heard. Because I mean, it sounds like it fits right in for the 70s, obviously, like late 60s, early 70s. Um, but I mean, even now, obviously, Kanye West sampled this song, made it super huge for like our generation. But I've heard plenty of people like our age that are listening to this song. Obviously, again, they heard it from Kanye, but still, I mean, it kind of goes to show like it's still even the bass song is still a freaking banger. Um, I think there's so many sounds going on, like so many different sounds that like you could spend hours probably listening to like every fucking instrument that went on this. But it all blends together like perfectly. Um, I think there's a sick drum breakdown towards the end of the song that sounds sick. Anybody who's looking to play funk drums, listen to this and take notes, brother. This song is fucking sick. I love this song. This is easily the best song so far on this album for me.
Yeah, this is probably one of my favorite songs, just in general. This song is so damn good. The what you were saying, Jack, with all the different sounds and how they blend so well, it's it's like mind-boggling. Like when you really sit there and listen to it, how much is going on and how good it sounds, it's phenomenal. Love the drums in this one with the bongos like overlapping on it. It's just so good. It just keeps you entertained the entire time. I feel like there's so much emotion in this one. The horns, those guys are horning their hearts out. Like they're blowing on those pipes. This song's
Hmm.
I know
fucking
that's
sick.
right.
Did you guys listen? I got a question. Reviewing this song though, are you reviewing the normal version or the extended version?
Oh, the extended version.
Extended version.
Well, is that it from CPH then? I guess it's me. Um, there's not really a whole lot I can add from what you guys said. I agree with Jack. This is a banger, and I agree with Colin that this is just like an all-time song. Always have loved this song. I mean, who doesn't like this song? Um, it's
If you don't,
got
you're probably a Swifty.
it's got one of the yeah, exactly.
I
She could
know
not
that's right.
yeah, she could not come she could not have a horn part like this. This is maybe one of the best horn parts ever. Just like the hook of the song is the horn section. And this is one of the all-time great choruses where he's
Oh
singing
yeah.
really high and it sounds so good and it's very signature to him. Um, the drum breakdown is awesome, and I love when the it starts with the drum set and then the congas come in, which is classic. Kind of gives me a
Oh yeah.
Santana vibe almost.
Yep, I
Um,
can see that.
which is I love that stuff too. And it is certainly long, but they're just kind of jamming out. Like this is just a class. You definitely got to listen to the extended version, not the single version. Curtis
Mhm.
Mayfield plays some mean guitar on it too. He's on the album. He's playing guitar. He's a really good guitar player. Very subtle, but I like his sound a lot. And just when he comes in on that outro jam and he's just like picking a few notes, I really like that. Um, I feel like Pharrell Williams kind of just like is the blueprint for his entire like
I mean, it even
set.
starts with the four count. Like that's like Pharrell's like
That's his like
producer
original.
tag.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel like Pharrell Williams definitely is a huge Curtis Mayfield fan. You even kind of
I
have a
can see
similar
that.
Friend
voice.
of the channel.
Yeah.
Who, Pharrell? Yeah,
Yeah, he's a
he's a
friend of
friend
the
of the
channel.
channel for
Oh
sure.
yeah, huge
Yeah,
friend of the
you
channel.
should ask
We
him.
Yeah,
love we love
we love
Pharrell around
Pharrell.
here.
Love him. I love that
They're
little
they're good
era
too.
he had with the hat. What
Oh
do you
Oh
yeah,
think
yeah.
that
of that
was,
hat? I
I
was
feel like that
rocking
was
that
Oh
hat for
yeah.
a while
I
there.
feel like that
You
was
were, you're right.
around when the first Despicable Me came out.
Yeah, because that like blew up his
Because I'm
career as a
happy.
solo artist.
Yeah,
Yeah. So what a time to be alive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
was that a
It was a
Well,
great time
track?
to be in middle school too.
that's a great time to be in middle school. Yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
yeah, no, this is a great song. I mean, if this song's not on this album, I don't know that it gets onto a list like this, to be honest. And that's
Oh
not,
yeah. I doubt it. Yeah.
I mean, that's not me dissing the rest of the album. It's just that iconic of a song.
Yeah. All right. Next up,
Great lyrics too.
Miss Black America. Um, got a shout out to the sisters, man. Uh, Black men were not the only people that were having plights back in the day. Black women also were. I really like the backing vocals on this track. The bass, I don't know if you guys picked up on it, absolutely rips on this song. Um, the orchestration on this song is really good, but again, throughout the album, it's been really impressive. I think the production again shined on this song, and the orchestration shined a lot on this song. But overall on the album, they both have been really good. So, but yeah, no, this song was really cool. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I like this song too. This one's got another like speaking portion, a brief speaking portion in the beginning. And I like how the song's brought in with how that man is talking to that little girl. Um, but I thought this song was cool. I like how the I don't know if you'd call it like the pre-chorus, whatever, but how when it goes into the chorus, it picks up really quick. It's almost kind of unexpected. The chorus, I think, is super catchy. Um, I don't know if Miss Black America is like a real. I don't know if it was like some kind of
Like a real thing.
yeah, like Miss America type thing. I don't know, but I definitely
Probably.
get why you'd want to be Miss Black America. Sounds fun.
Yeah,
You know what, Colin? I would want you to be Miss Black America too. Now you
I think you
mention
could do
it.
it.
I think you can pull it off. It's
Ah,
2026, dude. You can do whatever you want.
fair
Um,
enough. You're right.
so this song,
Taylor Swift couldn't be though.
Yeah.
hell no. Hell no. But this is another one kind of like Makings of You where like it has potential to be really cheesy with like the speaking intro and then like Colin said like where she says Daddy I would like to be Miss Black America then the band just immediately cuts in while she's saying that was such
It
a
is kind
little
of sick.
clever. It was
Yeah.
just that was just perfect. Like I just a great decision and I'll be damned if that chorus isn't just so good. So
Hmm.
catchy. So catchy. Great lyrics again, great storytelling. Kind of I see this more as a happy song compared to the other ones, which I think is um kind of seems like the second half of the album is mostly where the
I was
happier
about to say
songs
that.
are.
Yeah.
which is interesting. It's kind of a weird pacing, but I think it's kind of refreshing too to get these more upbeat songs after having like most like Other Side of Town and We the People Who Are Darker Than Blue are like a lot of time to be on this very cinematic, almost soundtracky sounding songs that are a little not depressing, I would say, but like more of a
Somber.
somber feel. So yeah, I love this one. I will say one thing I did, I guess it's Curtis Mayfield talking at the beginning where he says, "Hello, baby, how is my love child?" I
Hmm.
don't know what he means by that fully because, like, when I hear the term love child, I think of a child who was born out
On
Of
of
love.
out of like your parents aren't married, like a love child, as they used
Yeah,
to
I
call it.
agree.
I don't know
That's
if
called a
mate,
bastard child.
well, that too, but like, I don't know if that's what he means by that. Like, I don't know if it's
I think
there's
he just
maybe a
loves his
deeper
kid.
meaning to that, but that's what I got out of it. So
Okay.
I don't know if anyone else noticed that, but I guess it is kind of like it's kind of like the word dope. Like back then, dope meant weed, but
Drug.
now in
Yeah.
our era, it means like, oh, heroin.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
yeah, and
Oh,
also
oh, oh.
that.
I see what you
But
mean. I see what you mean.
yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, I really like this song a lot.
Cool. All right. Next up, Wild and Free. Um, I really like that this seemed like a very optimistic spin on like being like proud and black. Um, and uh, I know that around that time, like there was a lot of like pro-black movement, um, like both like civilly and like civil rights movement, obviously, and like the Black Panthers and things like that. So it is kind of nice to hear a song that's not about how it sucks to be a black person, even though it did back then. But like, it is kind of nice to hear like people being proud of being black around that time. Because I mean, you hear about it so much like historically, but like in these type of things, you kind of don't really hear about it as much. So, um, uh, I think that again, the harp and the strings in this song kind of help hammer that like optimistic, like happy kind of theme home. Maybe not again happy, but like pride, like proud. Like it seemed like you said, Liam, like the back half is very like happy and optimistic. So I like this. I like this one. This is probably my favorite on the back half, other than Move On Up. So I like the song a lot. It was really cool.
Yeah, I thought the song was good. I definitely like the strings, those high pitched strings, keeping the flow of the song up. But I thought this is a nice groovy tune. I definitely agree. It's kind of it's almost like a nice refresher. I mean, of course, this is following "Move On Up," but just compared to the first side of this album, it's nice that he's like, I guess, kind of like they have all those struggles, but you could still be you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I think that was pretty good what Colin just said there. I that is the vibe I get from the song, and it's a great song, and I love it. Um, it's really good. The horns at the beginning again, the guitar, all of it, the lyrics, the vocal performance. It's just a great optimistic kind of song that perfectly goes along with the theme of the rest of the album. Um, that adds a lot by how upbeat it is. Like towards the second to last song on the album, I thought it was a good choice. I like this one a lot.
No. All right, and then we're gonna wrap it up here with Give It Up. It was very interesting for him to end the album on a song about heartbreak, kind of like another love song, but about it kind of him knowing that it's time for the relationship to end. I will say I do not like the placement of this song on the album. I think it would have done a little better if it was maybe the last song of the first half, but especially about an album that mainly is thematically about like race relations and being a black man in the 60s and 70s. I think it was really weird. It's kind of a bad choice to end it on like a love song. But again, for what it was, I think it was a good song. The chorus was really cool. I liked the chorus a lot, but I just think it was a weird decision to end the album on this song.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I like this song a lot, let me just say. But I also thought this song was kind of weird, almost deceiving. My first few times listening to it without like really listening to the lyrics, kind of just listening to the music, I guess. Um, I feel like you would not think this song would be about this guy saying, "Man, I have a perfect relationship, but I gotta leave." It just kind of doesn't really give that vibe.
Maybe he was a
Um,
player, dude.
but it's still a
Maybe
really
he probably was.
I like this tune a lot. Like especially the beginning, it almost seems kind of triumphant, like there's some sort of victory. But then he starts singing about how I can't think of any of the lyrics, but I know he's saying like at some point he's talking about issues people have in a relationship and like arguing, and he's saying we never dealt with that, but I got to give it up. It's kind of like what? Like I don't really get it, but it's a really good song.
Yeah, so I do agree with what Colin's saying. Like, it is kind of a confusing song. Like, it it's very like chorus heavy to me. Um, where it's like the hook is the main driver of the song. Um, and the rest of it is kind of like the verses aren't like very memorable in my opinion. The chorus and then like that post-chorus part is really cool though. And I actually like this as a closer, and it kind of reminds me, not in sound, but like in style of song, as Everybody Has a Dream by Billy Joel from The Stranger, where it sounds like they're like, we got to have a closer on this album. Let's just make like a really good like lighter kind of song. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
kind of gives me that vibe, but I like it. I like that. Um, just the chorus is that good that, you know, exactly, Colin. That I actually like this one a lot. It does kind of prevent it from fully being a concept album, although I don't really know if that's what he wanted to do anyway. I think it just happened.
Mhm.
Maybe he was just
Yeah.
writing a lot of songs in that vein. So I like this song a lot.
All right. So that's the album. That's Curtis by Curtis Mayfield. Um, Liam, what are your initial thoughts on the album?
Well, I like this album a lot. Uh, it was one of those ones where it did take me a few listens to feel like I fully grasped it. And because to me, it was very much like the two most memorable ones at first were um, the first song and Move On Up, where they just to me stood out as like these are the two like absolute bangers on the album. But then
Mhm.
the more I listened to it, um, the more like some of these deeper cuts like Miss Black America, Wild and Free, We the People Who Are Darker Than Blue, Other Side of Town, stuff like that, where it's like I really started to feel like, okay, I'm kind of understanding these songs now. And back then, if you know, is not the age of Spotify, where it's like if you buy an album, how many albums are you going to buy realistically when you're a kid, let's
Right.
say? So like you just listen to this over and over again and it just gets kind of stuck in your head. And that's kind of what this experience was like for me. I would be curious, Jack, as someone who really only knew one song by him, and Colin, you had heard another album by him, so you kind of had a good gist of uh, his sound. What did you think? Was this what you expected?
Um, I think so. Yeah, I think that this is kind of what I was expecting. I was expecting, I think, maybe a little bit more like R&B, maybe like feel good music. Like Move On Up because that was the only thing I had heard. It was much more like introspective than I was expecting it to be, and much more uh deep, I guess, than I was expecting it to be initially. But I will say, yeah, this is for the most part what I was expecting. There was some surprises here and there, but for the most part, it's what I was expecting.
Colin?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Jack. It definitely was a bit more I'll just use Jack's word deep. It definitely had a bit more, I guess, meaning behind it than I thought it was going to, I guess. Um, and my first few listens, I feel like kind of like what you were saying, Liam. I feel like to for me to really grasp this album, I had to sit down and like really listen to the lyrics. Like just listening to the album, I mean, it's got great sound and everything with the band, but I just think there's a lot more to it with Curtis's lyricism on this album. Um, and it took a few listens to kind of get there, but I think I like this album more the more I listened to it. I was able to, I guess, appreciate it more. Um, but I this album sounds great. I love the band on this album so damn much. They're just all killing it on
Yeah,
every track.
I'm with you. Like this is definitely not like a background music album to me. Like although it would be good because it sounds really good, the orchestra, the horns and everything, his just a very pleasant singer. But like this is more like Smoke a Doobie and it's kind of psychedelic, like, but also there's
Yeah.
Yeah.
like that Bob Dylan element of like, what's this guy saying? You know, you like are curious
Right.
where you're like, let me read into this a little bit and listen to it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I totally agree. This one is definitely a grower. So what did you guys like about it or dislike about it? Go ahead, Colin.
Uh,
What
oh,
pause real
go ahead,
quick.
Well,
CP.
no.
You're gonna thought I was gonna say it's a grower, not a shower. That's why you're laughing.
No, I was laughing because when you said this album's a grower, I was gonna say just like Jack.
Ah, I know that's right.
But I held back because I know that sometimes my grandmother watches these videos. So,
Oh my
I didn't
Lord.
know that.
because Dad brought it up to me recently, he showed my mom a portion of the video and said I said motherfucker within like the first 5 minutes, and I was like, sorry, dude.
What album
Why?
was it?
I don't even know.
Probably Metallica. He's probably all pumped up.
Yeah. Um,
I don't know why he'd be showing our mom the Metallica album review anyway.
maybe she's a fusion of Metallica. Maybe she's a Dave
Definitely
Mustaine
not.
apologist.
Probably say that's devil music.
All right, all right. What did I like about it? I liked again. I really like the message a lot behind it. I like the theme of it a lot. Again, like I was saying in the review, any artist that can make someone who grew up in the country of North Maryland feel like they were a black man in LA in the '60s is pretty impressive. And I feel like that Curtis Mayfield did that pretty effectively here. He definitely made me feel like um you know, definitely opened my eyes to new perspectives. Um but uh but yeah, I like that a lot. Some of the songs I didn't like were mainly like the love songs, and there was a few songs that I feel like went on too long. But for the most part, the good definitely outweighed the bad.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Um,
I think that yeah, to me like it gives me the impression like Curtis Mayfield seems like he's like almost like the intellectual of the major artists from this genre back then. Like it gives me the vibe that he fully had control over this project and really made it happen. And it's a hell of a way to debut your solo career.
Yeah.
I agree. I definitely agree. I was gonna say that my only strife with this album originally, I would say, would have been the song placement because the I guess the speed of the album, the first half, it can kind of get slow, but kind of like what you were saying, Liam, how this isn't really an album you play in the background. So I mean, it's when you think about it like that, I almost don't mind the placement of every song because it's not really something that I would just have in the background. It's something that I'd be sitting there like proper listening to.
I have a proper listen.
Yeah.
All right.
Um, so I when I think about it like that, I don't know why, but I don't mind the placement of the songs anymore. How it's got a there's that 3 song chunk where they're all fairly slow.
Hmm.
I don't mind it.
Yeah, I'm with you. So let's get into the final portions of this. What is your favorite and least favorite song?
My favorite song, it's probably got to be "Move On Up." I think that is one of the, like I said, like such a good example of it, like a timeless song. Um, I will also give a shout out to "Other Side of Town." I think thematically that's probably my favorite song. That stays like on theme. But again, "Move On Up" is just such a fucking banger. And least favorite, probably "The Makings of You," I would say.
Yeah, I'd say my least favorite is also probably The Makings of You. Now, my favorite would definitely be Move On Up, but my favorite that was new to me, I would say was probably Miss Black America. That one had a great groove to it. I like that song a lot.
Well, I will say Miss Black America is definitely the sleeper on this album,
I can agree with
along
that.
with Wild and Free. I really like most of the songs on this album. Um, Move On Up is obviously a drop dead classic, but for my favorite, I am going to actually pick Don't Worry If There's a Hell Below. We're all gonna go. That's just such a cool opener and just a crazy ass song, honestly.
It is a
And
cool song.
yeah, I just like that song a lot, man. It's just such a cool groove. It's got like a menacing kind of sound to it, and it's just as cool because the rest
It
of the
does.
album doesn't.
Yeah.
And maybe that's
Yeah.
just me being a crazy rocker guy in me, you know.
I don't know. I
But
feel like it really helps
that would
draw you
be,
attention.
yeah, it definitely is a really good way to open your first solo album. You're like, what is this guy all about? Least favorite? I don't know, man. I don't dislike any song on here. I guess I'll go Makings of You, just because I think that because what you guys were saying about the album pacing, I like the last four songs. I like all a lot, and I like the sequence of them. But the first four, two, three, and four are all very slow burning. I think out of all those three songs, Makings of You is my least favorite, but I still like the lyrics a lot, like the
Yeah.
vocals a lot. So would you guys say this album is underrated, properly rated, or overrated?
I think this album is underrated. Now that is because mainly because we really don't hear people talking about it that much. At least I don't. I think this probably is going to be a lot more popular with like hip hop heads and people that were into like Motown and soul and things like that. But I guess at least in my areas of the internet, you don't really hear about this album that much. I knew who Curtis Mayfield was, but like I said, outside that one song, I didn't really know anything about him. So I gave it. Do you want me to get my final rating right now, Lee, or no?
Let's do that next. Colin,
All right,
for
yeah. So underrated. I think it's underrated.
I'm gonna agree with Jack for pretty much the same reasons. I would definitely say this is underrated because it's something that I mean, I, like you guys were alluding to. I mean, people in different parts of life would have listened to this a lot more, but this is just something that would have never been played except for Move On Up. Um, but I think it's really good. I also think that I'd say it's underrated in the aspect of I feel like there's just kind of because the more you listen to it, or at least for me, the more I listened to it, the more I liked it and was able to appreciate it. You kind of like learn more about the album as you listen to it.
Yeah,
yeah, I agree with you guys. This album is for sure underrated, and I think it's got a lot more depth. Well, I don't know if that's true. There's a lot of albums with depth back then, but like for a soul album, like from 1970, like the genre would like What's Going On by Marvin Gaye comes out a year after this, and I think that says a lot about this album. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like
yeah. That's a
that
good point.
album is the poster child for the genre and like the very conceptual. But Curtis Mayfield, they don't sound alike at all, but he was kind of doing that a year before. Um, I said this before. I think Curtis Mayfield is he's like a smart songwriter.
Mhm.
He's just kind of like the perfect artist, in my opinion. Like he plays guitar really well. He writes the songs, and he's a really good singer, but he has his own vocal style. Like he's the songs first. He's not like putting on like a vocal showcase. He's singing it like how he would sing the song. And, the lyrics are great. The songs are great. The orchestration is amazing. Um, and it's one of those things where like, yeah, this album will always be on like a list like this. And he is one of the rare, actually, double inductees to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for his solo work
Wow.
and with the impressions. So like he gets his love, and maybe it's just because I'm not around a lot of people that also like this style of music, like, the three of us do. Um, but like, yeah, you don't really hear his name mentioned as much as like Stevie Wonder or Marvin Gaye or people like that. And I think
Definitely.
you probably should, honestly.
Yeah, I agree.
And I know everyone's heard of him, but yeah, he's really good. Like, I think this is essential listening for anyone who's serious about, you know, soul music, honestly.
Yeah.
So I would also say it's underrated. Now, Lil Jack, look at you jumping the gun. Let's get your final ratings.
Final rating, I give it an 8.5 out of 10.
All right, explain yourself.
Uh, okay. Mainly because I don't think it's a 10 out of 10. I think there's a few things wrong with it. I think that some of the song placement, like I said, would like I would rearrange the song listing a little bit if I was in charge. Um, and also that I would just kind of trim some of the fat on some of the longer songs. And also, if anything, I know this kind of goes a little bit against what I just said, but I would get rid of some of the love songs. But honestly, if you wanted to throw in a few more songs that fit like the theme of the album about like race relations and everything, I think it could stand to be a few songs longer. Um, so yeah, that's why I give it an 8.5. It's still very good,
Oh
but
yeah.
yeah,
I think I'm gonna give this album a. I hate to copy Jack, but I think I'm also gonna give it an 8.5 because I was just thinking about, do I want to give it an 8? Do I want to give it a 9? So I'm just gonna go right in between. Um, yeah, I think that really my only, I guess, complaint would be, I guess, that it's not, you kind of like have to be really listening to it.
yeah,
That's really my only complaint, but that's not even, I don't know, it sounds weird to say, but it's just less enjoyable if it's just background music. You end up just kind of zoning out and then Move On Up comes on.
yeah. That's actually a good point. Yeah,
I am going to give this one a 9 out of 10. There's not really any song I don't dislike any song. And similar to what Jack said about you could add a few more songs on it, to me, that's what's great about this era and this album. It's like it's 8 songs. It's like even if not every single moment is like your favorite, which frankly, the reason why it's not a 10 out of 10 is because I just don't think I love enough songs to give it like a perfect rating for myself. But it's such a good listen. It's like
yeah,
8 song. I don't know how long the album is, but I would imagine like it's 40 minutes roughly, right? Probably around there.
yeah. Probably around there.
It's just it's easy to like put on like a bunch of times and you get a good feel for this album and the vibe of it. So it is a 9 out of 10. So that gives our final ranking a 8.6 out of 10, which would mean that it is the same ranking of Back to Black by Amy Winehouse. Now, frankly, what do you guys think? Would you put this above or below this? I definitely like this
Back to
more by
Black.
a lot. Yeah.
I like Back to Black more.
Colin, you're the
I think
tiebreaker.
I like this song more, or sorry, this album more.
Boo.
This is just more my style of music than
I know. I'm just joking. I'm joking.
you
Well,
kind of hurt
that
my
puts it at the above that, so that means it is the eighth Number 8 out of 20. So there's 7 albums we liked more than this collectively. Cool.
What's number
So
one right now?
it's a tie between Led
Led Zeppelin
Zeppelin
II.
2 and Highway to Hell.
I know that's right. All right.
Yeah. I think, and we gave it to Led Zeppelin 2 because Colin wasn't
Oh
there
yeah,
for that.
yeah.
So Colin never gave us a rating on that. So if he ever does, then we could technically
We could do
change it
more.
around.
Yeah,
I don't know if I should though, because I think you got it would probably bring it down a little bit, and you guys would be mad.
We would be
I would be
mad,
mad. Yeah, I would be
but
mad.
yeah. But yeah, that was a fun one. I really
That
enjoyed
was a good
that.
one. Yeah,
It was
that was
different.
fun.
It's a little hard to go from the Black Album to this after being so pumped up,
Right.
but it
Yeah.
was a really good album. So the
What's next, Lee?
the next one is going to be All Eyes on Me by Tupac.
Oh,
Oh,
heavy hitter.
So
I've
heavy
actually never heard
hitter.
that album.
Yeah,
that's random.
Yeah,
I've know a good bit of songs on it, but
I'm sure I know a good bit, but
be
I've never
ready.
heard
This
it.
one is a doozy. This is the longest album we've done by far.
Oh shit.
Really? How long
It's
is
a
it?
long one. Uh, Let me look it up real quick. Um, phew. Well, let me check here if this is the actual length or if this is a bonus version. Let me look it
Yeah.
up real quick. Um, let's see here. Sorry, guys.
Whatever, Liam. Just
It
whatever.
is 27 songs
Jesus Christ.
and 2 hours and 12 minutes.
Fuck me. All right.
Oh,
Well, that is
But,
going to be a
but,
long one.
but it is divided into two halves, which makes it a
how
little
does that
more
Okay.
help?
digestible. Well,
You
because
can maybe listen to one
there's
half
like,
and then take a break, then listen to the
yeah,
other half.
there's a
That
rhyme and reason to it.
I'm thinking more of recording the video than listening to it. I have a
We'll
Oh,
limited
fuck.
time to listen.
we'll
Yeah, that's a
figure
good
that
point. I
out
didn't
when
think
we
about
get
that.
there.
Yeah.
We'll just be quick because frankly, I don't think we're gonna have a ton to say about all 27 songs. Maybe we
Yeah, there's
will.
probably some like interludes in here and there. So.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that'll be fun. And also Jack, Colin, and I were going to talking about perhaps relaunching
Oh yeah.
the Blokes Rank series with some
Oh, yeah,
Steely
or
Dan.
do discography. Oh,
Some
yeah,
Steely
I
Dan.
would
If you
love
were
to do that.
interested,
Oh,
that would
I'd do
be
that. Yeah.
yeah. So
I listened to a
uh
lot of Steely Dan recently.
yeah, so maybe we could coincide the two since that's a longer album. So we could kind of that
Yeah.
might make sense. But
I
yeah,
Okay.
just went and I was just hanging out with my buddy Ben and his roommate. He goes to Texas Tech. His roommate's from Houston. He's at his house right now, and we were talking a little bit about music because he told me he liked classic rock. And at
Yeah.
some point, we were in the car. Bodhisattva turned on, and I skipped it just because didn't feel like listening to Bodhisattva. But I was like, his name's Jose. I was like, Jose, you ever listen to Steely Dan? And he told me he recently listened to Can't Buy a Thrill for a first time and he really liked it. And I was like, oh man, you got to start listening to more Steely
yeah.
Dan.
So
Oh, yeah.
that's something to look forward to on the Liam Hughes YouTube
You've
channel.
never heard Kid Charlemagne.
Uncle Charlemagne.
So
Such a good
we'll
song.
call it a video. I got a show coming up July 10th with Cruiser in Bel Air, Maryland. If anyone's local, I will link the tickets below. And thank you guys so much for listening. And guys, you have a great rest of your night, and I will see you on the next Three Fellas Listen video.
See ya. Goodbye.